Why is Garuda so bad? Alright, so now that I've triggered half the internet, let's start the video. So hey guys, welcome to another Warframe video, and today we're gonna check out my Garuda build, which is utterly disgusting if you know what you're doing. So the build I'm talking about requires two Forma, where you simply add two Vs, and the aura I'm using is Steel Charge, which just gives you a ton of mod capacity, but also because there isn't really any other aura that would benefit this setup too terribly much. Then I have Vitality and Steel Fiber for some extra beefiness, though you could use a different combination of mods if you want to. Primed Continuity for a ton of ability duration, and Natural Talent, which will speed up our casting animations by 50%. That is followed up by Transient Fortitude, Power Drift, and Intensify, which gives you 200% power strength, which is exactly how much you need to guarantee a slash proc whenever you hit a marked enemy. I also decided to put on Streamline for some efficiency so that abilities are cheaper, and I also get more energy through Bloodletting, and I topped it all off with Stretch, which just increases the explosion radius on the Dread Heart, but also increases the range of the aura from Blood Altar. Now the full damage combo for this, as you already saw in the beginning, is to simply jump onto an enemy with Dread Mirror, turn the mirror towards the enemies and let them stack your Dread Heart by damaging your mirror. Then versus extremely beefy enemies, you want to cast Seeking Talents and simply throw the heart. And that's pretty much it. The enemies are dead. There is no other state the enemies can be in after they get hit by this. And for the talents, I'm just running a simple one Forma build where I've just added a V. Now the stance I'm using is Malicious Raptor, but it doesn't really matter, just use the stance that you like. Then I'm running Primed Pressure Point for damage, Primed Reach for range, Primed Fury for attack speed, and Buskill, which tilts the damage more towards slash, so the weapon procs slash more than puncture and impact. After that, I have Drifting Contact for some combo duration and status chance, Condition Overload so I do more damage as I proc status on the enemy, and finally Vicious Frost and Virulent Scourge for status and viral. Modding the claws is very much optional though, and you really don't have to do it because they don't benefit any of our abilities, and as soon as you equip another melee weapon that can very easily surpass the power of the claws, you will lose access to them. The reason I decided to mod the claws is because, well, they look cool and I wanted to use them. That's pretty much it. But that's enough about that. Let's talk a little bit about the frame build. So as you saw already, it can do an absolutely disgusting amount of damage, and it's because of the way the mirror works. Because what you're doing with this setup is basically taking the damage the enemies are throwing at you, multiplying it via the mirror heart mechanic, and then throwing it back at them. Which also means that it's pretty easy to balls up by doing something as trivial as just not turning your mirror towards the most damaging enemy. Because then you're taking the damage right up your bum, which isn't good, instead of, forcing it into the mirror, which will charge your heart. This is kind of the first thing I would focus on when you start playing Garuda, blocking the right enemy with the shield, because not only are you gonna get a lot more damage, but it will also make her feel significantly tankier, because you can block almost everything this way. Now, an important thing to note here is that you don't have to use the full damage combo like 98 and 99% of the time. You only really have to use it against the beefiest enemies. Because Seeking Talents on their own with this setup can bleed out enemies up to level 50-ish, and the mirror/heart combination can easily kill enemies up to level 100 or even 150 when it comes to the Infested and Corpus. So you only ever have to use the combo versus the beefiest enemies at very high levels, or just when you want to do a lot of damage really fast. Because if the Dread Heart doesn't just straight up one-shot the enemy, you can be pretty damn sure that the slash proc it will leave behind will. Now I really don't think this setup is for everyone though, because you have to manage your own energy and it can feel pretty bad when you run out, especially if you don't have any blood altars up to heal yourself after you use Bloodletting, and it can also be very spammy at times. But honestly, I like this kind of spammy because it makes sense once you get into it, right? You will jump onto an enemy to create a mirror, then you will turn towards these enemies, you will charge them and create a blood altar, so you can use Bloodletting to get energy, then you can throw out your Seeking Talent, and then you throw out the heart and you do a ton of damage. It feels really good to pull off. But I can see why someone would find this tedious or even annoying. So this one is very much up to you. If you like the look of it, definitely give it a shot. And I think I've been rambling for long enough, so I thank you very much for watching. As always guys, I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.